Hi everyone, Delle here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new, and welcome if you're returning back. Today we are going to do video number 4 in a 4-part series. So this is the final one, all about core wounding, and this one today is going to be around betrayal. So if you missed the first 3, I encourage you just start at the first video and then go through the second and third and then come back to this one. But the first video is going to be about worthiness. The second one is about abandonment, and the third one is about lack. So we're just covering the core wounds today. And then again, the fourth one today is going to deal with betrayal. So I'm letting Spirit really just guide us through this video. So it's going to be with channel messages. I do have a tarot deck here, but we haven't needed it in any of the other videos. So, but it is there just in case, but I'm getting we don't need it. So, yeah, all information about me can be found in the description box, how to book a personal reading, as well as my other services that I offer and support for you beyond the video. It's all there on my website, delgoddessintuitive.com or delgoddess.com. Any resources that come through, I also just mentioned them in the description box, as well as any songs and things like that that come through. Just go onto our Spotify playlist. If you haven't already, please do consider liking the video and subscribing. It's a wonderful way to support the channel and the work that I do, and have you be a part of it as it's growing is really wonderful. For those of you who do like the video and subscribe and leave comments, it's just, please know that you are so appreciated, and I love hearing from you and seeing your feedback, in response to what you're going through. And it's just, I'm very grateful that you've come to this space and are contributing your light in that way, because it does inspire and uplift other people when you do that. When others read the comments, whether they comment back or not. So just thank you very much. I'm so appreciative of your support, and yeah, so just know that you have my support too. So let's get into the video today. Around betrayal, we're also going to look this word up in the dictionary, but not just yet. Betrayal is one of the trickiest, I feel, like human things to have happen when someone, and it's written about through since the beginning of time. Caesar and Julius, those stories are coming to mind. But when there's betrayal, it's implying that there was once a trust. So there was a trust that we had placed with another person. It's usually with another person, and then that person instead, did something that wasn't okay with us, and it really hurt us. It didn't help us in any way, shape, or form. So betrayal really, really feels like icky and sticky and just very, very painful. It's usually centered around the heart, because there's fear, because the heart was once so open. We trusted this person, or we trusted this job to provide for us. We trusted whatever. And because our heart was so open and trust, we didn't see this coming. To have that betrayal just hurts even more because of how open we once were, or how open we were at the start of it. So that is a very tricky core wound, because we naturally, as infinite, abundant beings, we naturally want our heart space to be open. Divine love is always flowing through us, believe it or not. And just to mention, I'm always doing my work and channeling through divine love and in a space of non-judgment. I don't think I mentioned that ahead of time, but just setting it out there now. And so to have a betrayal and then to have to learn how to open our heart back up again can feel a little like, I don't know if I want to do that, because of the betrayal. The reason why the betrayal stung so much was because of how open the heart was in the first place. But what we forget is the power that our own heart has, and the capability we have through divine love and through our abundant nature, that we can just regenerate ourselves and re-heal ourselves over and over and over again if we need to. But with betrayal, the really important thing is, and this is a common theme with all of the videos so far today, is that we have to take a look at where we have betrayed ourselves. So it's a similar thing. Our heart is very open and receptive to ourselves, but if we are not doing things that are supportive, or if we make decisions, or we decide to run away with the ego, for the weekend, and we do things that aren't in alignment with our truest good, our highest self, our truest self, we betray ourselves. So it's tricky in that way too, because we then have to rebuild trust within ourselves and cultivate a sense of trust within ourselves to heal that core wound. This is also tied in connection with abandonment. So when we betray ourselves, we abandon ourselves too. This can stem from a bunch of different things. Why did we betray ourselves in the first place? Is it because we didn't think we were worthy? Is it because we were missing something? So that's where lack and worthiness show up too. So with betrayal, it's really important. The key thing here, it's going to be difficult for some people to hear this, but with betrayal, I'm getting there is nothing missing outside of yourself. There is nothing absent outside of yourself. It's everything that you have, everything that you ever needed is always within yourself. Be true to yourself. Let's look up betrayal in the dictionary now. But before I say that, I'm also getting a sense of something that's coming through is the example of infidelity. How painful that is to have your heart be betrayed by someone who you trust and someone who you thought you had this agreement with, this arrangement with. And then to have your trust betrayed, to have somebody go behind your back or wasn't as honest with you as you thought they were being. Just the sting of that, it's just like such a nasty sting. But as I'm bringing this message forward, I feel like the hint of a sting. I actually don't get the full sting, because there's this acknowledgement and this realization that when you don't betray yourself, when you fully have your own back, when you're fully there and supportive of yourself, you know what action to take. You know what's in alignment for yourself once you have been betrayed. So it's like the betrayal then is understood that it has nothing to do with you unless you make it about you. So in a lot of instances where betrayal actually steps into is the action that you take after an external betrayal that was done to you. Because how it's coming through is betrayal is actually an opportunity for you to advocate for yourself and for you to show up for yourself. And what ends up happening is a lot of people will end up betraying themselves beyond a betrayal. Whether they try to, I'm getting a bunch of different scenarios, but just one that's coming through is if it's your core value and it aligns with your core values. So what is really truly important to me, what's a non-negotiable for me, if you've really, really valued trust, honesty, and respect, and you have a partner who cheats on you, or you have a partner who was unfaithful, or there was infidelity, what you choose to do beyond that should reflect what your core values are. But what ends up happening is those other core wounds activate. So there's lack, there's scarcity, there's feelings of, well, what if I'm not going to be taken care of? So we might abandon ourselves and therefore betray ourselves to stay in a relationship longer than we should, because there's these other factors involved. So we end up betraying ourselves, and then we have to heal from that too. So it's enough that we're disappointed and let down, because now we have to grieve the future, that is no longer because this person decided to take an action, usually out of their own self-betrayal, or they didn't handle it in the appropriate way. I don't know. It's not about judging the other person here, and this is figurative too, so it's a hypothetical. But what you choose to do beyond that is usually where the self-betrayal comes in, or at least in this situation. But more often than not, there's a period of, or an action of betrayal and then self-betrayal that follows it immediately after, because you didn't align with your core values. So it's not about placing shame or blame on yourself or anything. It's actually empowering, because you can see, oh, all right, I see how that happened. I now know how to fix it. So it's really doing the reverse. So to honor your core values actually heals the core wounding of betrayal. So, and then I'm seeing, and it trickles down, like consequently, it also begins to heal these other core wounds as well. So let's still read about betrayal in the dictionary, because the dictionary I find is interesting. We use these words over and over and over throughout the years, and through culture and our vernacular. They change a little bit with the meaning, or we're saying them kind of differently. So I find it's helpful to go back to the dictionary. What was the intention of this word in the first place? What's the meaning that was assigned to it? So, and yes, I'm using an old school paper dictionary. So, betray. Here we go. Hand over. to help the enemy of one's country, to expose treacherously, to fail to uphold, to betray a trust, to deceive, to seduce and then desert, to reveal unknowingly. Yeah, that's really powerful. Hand over is the one that stings the most. I don't know if you felt that way too. I'll read them again, see what comes up for you. Hand over, to help the enemy of one's country, to expose treacherously, to fail to uphold, to deceive, to betray a trust, to seduce and then desert, to reveal unknowingly. So it's very interesting. So to hand over, that is really interesting to me, because it's again, it's the implication that there was trust and it was broken. It wasn't kept as sacred. So again, that right in that what I just said, therein lies this question to ask yourself: what about you have you not kept sacred? So again, it's just really taking a look. Abandonment's coming up again and really being highlighted. So I think that's why the four of them wanted to come together in the series today, because they're kind of all interconnected, and one affects the other and one influences the other. But if there's a way or possibility that you can see where you have abandoned yourself, you can call back, you can really start to step into your sovereignty. Sovereignty is another interesting one in the dictionary, where it's just really talks about too, like, are you able to act on your own behalf for what is best for you without the input of anything or anyone outside of yourself? That's to be sovereign. So are you able to fully step into that, into your role as a sovereign being, into your own sovereignty? That's what that means. Again, it's in the case of infidelity, because that's, I think, the easiest one to take a look at. But it could also be a job too. You were promised a job, and then they broke your contract anyway because it benefited them, but you trusted them. Your livelihood is at stake, or so it seems. But you know that you are infinite and you are powerful, and you can call in something else for yourself, even better, something more aligned, something that truly is trustworthy for yourself. So it's also about too, are you fully listening and residing with your own intuition, your own awareness around your soul, not your ego, but your soul. Sometimes the ego will look past certain things where there's this inkling or this like, I don't think I can trust them, but this is all I've got. But it's not all that you have. So that's another frequent misconception too, I'm hearing, where it's just, it might seem like it, but that could be because one of your other core wounds is acting up, lack. So it might seem like you're settling for less because it appears like this is all that you have. But really, again, you're infinite. You are an abundant being. You are the universe being expressed through yourself as a human. You are infinite awareness. You are consciousness. You are limitless consciousness. That's how it's coming through. The best way I'm hearing for you to support yourself is just to bring awareness around each of these core wounds. See what comes up for you. If you even want to write it down, write down the first one, worthiness. How does that show up for you? Does it at all? Are you good with that one? Lack, same thing. How does it show up for you? And just go on. I'll even make a PDF worksheet so that way it's there for you if you want to try it out for yourself. But just have this reflection and just to see, okay, now where can I bring in my core values? So there's something too, I'm seeing core values as the wave that washes away the core wounding. But you have to uphold and honor your core values in order for it to work. So if you don't, the wound will continue to be ripped open, and it will continue to be triggered over and over in your life. So it's about having the core values coming in to help support the healing and the release of the core wounds to let them go. And again, I know I love the ocean. I talk about the ocean a lot, but that's how it's coming through, where it's like allowing the core values, the adherence of the core values, and the upholding of the core values to wash away and cleanse the wounding, and allow the wounding to fully go away and close up and to heal. So that is super powerful, and it's all in your hands is what I'm hearing. You are capable, you are strong, you are sovereign, and you have the power. It's all in your hands to do this for yourself. So if you need further support, I am available through my website, as I mentioned before, but it's really important for you to try this out for yourself. Really lean into your own sovereignty, see how that feels to be your own sovereign being, but always ask for support if you need it. Okay, until next time, stay well. I do hope you enjoyed this 4-part series. If you would like to see more videos like this, or you have a specific topic in mind you want to see covered or explored, please comment below and let me know. I would love to make that for you. Until next time, stay well and take care.